Hello everyone, today I'm gonna show you how to make a simple door. Well, the door that's used in Dark Souls and all Souls-like games, where you need to make shortcuts, but to open the door you need to be on the one side, and on the other side it shows a message that the door can be opened. So it's gonna look a little bit something like this. So if we're on the right side and we press E, the door is gonna open. But if we're on the wrong side and we press E, it's gonna print the wrong side. And it works on as many doors as you want, and yeah, it just works. And you can open every door, as you can see. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so to handle door logic, I'm actually gonna use a enumeration because I find that it's easier to use one enum than for two booleans. Yeah, so we're just gonna make a e door state. We're gonna open it up, and we're gonna add three enumerators. Yeah, the first one is gonna be the neutral. That's when the player is not touching the collision. The second one is gonna be the right side, so when the player is on the right side of the door. And the third one is gonna be the wrong side. Oh. Okay, next thing that we want to do is create a blueprint class, an actor, and it's gonna be called bp underscore gate. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We're gonna add two static meshes. The first one is gonna be the... it doesn't really matter, it should be a gate, but I don't have it here, so I'm gonna use a cube. Yeah, that's it. We're gonna make it a bit smaller, like this, and a bit larger up here. Now, then we're gonna copy it. The one is gonna be called the left side, and the other is gonna be called the right side. So the left side should be here, and the right side should be on the right, if you're looking from this perspective. Yeah. Okay. So if we place now that actor inside the... we have the right side and the left side. The left side, the pivot, should be on the other side, as you can see. It should rotate like this door here, because it's easier to animate, so it actually opens. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually rotate this by 180 degrees and then just move it here. You can remove the snapping, so you can place them nicely so they snap like that. Okay, so now if I delete this and put another door, as you can see, each pivot is in the corner. If by any chance you have an issue where the pivot is in the middle, here or here, what you can do is go to the modeling, then X-form and edit pivot, and you can move it wherever you want, like this. And then it's gonna basically do the same thing. But mine works like this, so I'm gonna keep it like this. Okay, so now when we have our gates, I'm gonna put two box collisions. One is gonna be the right side. Right side trigger. And let's just make that this is the right side of the door. You can increase the size a bit. Okay, that should work. That's the right side of the door. And then we're just gonna copy it and place the wrong side trigger. And place it on the other side. That's it. Let's compile that and save, so we have the components here. That's the wrong side trigger. No, we don't want the hit, I'm sorry. We want the component begin overlap and component end overlap. And on the wrong side, we want the same things. So we have all four overlaps now. we want to create a variable. It's gonna be called door state, and the type is gonna be the eDoor state that we created earlier. And now we want to set it for each and every one of these. So if we begin overlap with the right side trigger, we want to make it right side. If we overlap with the wrong side trigger, we want to make it the wrong side. And if we end overlap, we want to make it neutral. Okay. So what we want now is to create a custom event. And we're gonna call it gate interaction. And we want to get this and switch on eDoor state. So depending on the state, the gate interaction is gonna do a different thing. If we were inside the neutral, we're not gonna do anything. If we're on the right side, we want to open the door, and if we're on the wrong side, we want to create widget. The class is not yet known, and we're just gonna add to viewport. Okay, so because the class is not known, we are getting an error. So let's just create a widget. We're gonna make the widget folder. We're gonna user interface, widget blueprint, user widget, v notification. So this is gonna be very simple. We want a canvas panel. We want a text inside the canvas panel. We want to put it somewhere around the middle, and no, the wrong one, oops. And we want to put a bit up. Let's exchange, let's make this bigger, right there. Oh, we're gonna have to do it again, sorry. Okay, I'm happy with that. So, because I wanna show you like the power of this, we can actually make this into a variable. And we're gonna make a notification txt, and we're actually gonna animate this because it's easier to remove the widget with the animation for me than the delays inside the blueprint and all that. So we're gonna make a fade, and to make it nice, I'm gonna select fade notification text. We're gonna first the render opacity, and for the first key we're gonna make it 0. Add the key, and it's gonna stay for 0.5 seconds. Then the opacity is 1, and then it's gonna stay like that for another 2.5 seconds, and in the half second it's gonna disappear. So this is our animation. Maybe it's a bit too long, but that's fine. It's fine. So on event construct, what we want to do is get the notification text and set text as text. And we're gonna promote this to a variable and call it text. And we're gonna expose it on spawn so we can edit it within the BP gate blueprint. And we're gonna get the fade, the animation that we created, and play animation. That's it. We're gonna delay it for the length of the animation, which I think is 3.5. We're gonna check it. It is 3.5, yeah. 3.5, and after that we're gonna remove from parent. Okay, so here we can get the V notification and wrong side. This is the message that's gonna, oh my god, that's gonna write on the screen. Actually, we're gonna promote this to a variable. So we're gonna get notification widget. So we can actually, I'm gonna show you, and add to viewport. Because if the player spams, it could get weird. So if notification, if the player spams the key to open the door and he's on the wrong side, it's gonna like pop every time. And we're gonna if it's valid, not valid, then do this, and if it is valid, then don't do anything. Okay, so this should actually be working now. We're gonna test it out. So if we're on the wrong side, which is this one, it should print wrong side of the door. Oh, it's not gonna work because we don't have any input. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put the input here in the BP third person character. I'm gonna use the E key. You can, of course, go to the inputs, input folder and create input like this and put it inside the data asset input mapping context. Jesus, I can't speak. And then use it here, like this one, enhance input action. But for the purposes, I don't really need that, so I'm gonna use this basic node. So what we want to do is get all actors of class, and the class is BP gate, and we're gonna get a for each loop, and from the array element we're gonna gate interaction, I'm sorry. So why this is gonna work is because to get the gate interaction, you actually need to be inside the trigger, so it is gonna it's gonna try to get to all gates inside the level, but because they're gonna be in the neutral state, it's not gonna fire for them. It's gonna fire for the doors that are inside these two states, because neutral does nothing. So this is gonna work well, as you can see here. Wrong side, and we can't spam it 2 times, as you can see. So we can actually fire it only once, and that's because of this is valid. So what if we override that and just go inside this? What is it gonna do? Can the player spam it now? It seems like so. Yeah, as you can see, the font size is changing. So I guess we can do it like this, and go to the wrong side is not valid, and then just delay for the length of the animation. What's 3.5 seconds, and after completed, we're gonna set the notification widget to nothing. I don't know why it's not doing it automatically, but now it should work. It is only once, and when it disappears, you should be... yeah, it does work. That's great. So now we have our wrong side. We want the right side now, which is gonna be a little bit harder to do, but it's nothing that we can't manage. So what we want to do is go to the set timeline. We want a timeline. With the timeline, we can first go to the right door. With the timeline, you basically create an animation inside this graph. This graph is gonna be a float value that we're gonna use. It's gonna the length is how long do you want the door to open for. So for me, it's gonna be 1 second from the start to beginning. We're gonna add one key. The first one is at the beginning at 0, 0, and the second one is gonna be at 1, 1. You can make all sorts of graphs here, but for this tutorial I wanna keep it simple. We wanna rename this so it looks a bit better. It's gonna be float, it doesn't really matter. So we wanna play it if the door is on the right side. What we want here is lerp. lerp is gonna get from value A to value B inside this alpha second. So the float is connected and the maximum value of float is 1, so it's gonna be 1 second until it gets from A to B. And we want to get the not the right side trigger, but the right side of the door, and set rotation, relative rotation. We want to split this and get to the updated here. So now we have to see to the right side how much does it have to change. It has to open on the wrong side. Okay, so the right side needs to change from 0Z to, I think it's 120. That's alright. Yeah, from minus 120. So the first one is 0. Oh, where is it? Oh, here. 0, and the second one is minus 120. So it's gonna get from 0 to minus 120. And now we want to copy this and just put it again here. We can make a sequence here to do first this, then this, but this is gonna work because it's from the updated. Okay, so the second door is the left side. We want to change this to the left door, just so we know. And it's gonna be from 180 to 300. 180 is the first to 300. And just so we can't spam the wrong side trigger after we open the door, we're gonna make this and set collision to no collision. And that should actually work now. If you open the door, you should be able to open the door and all that. Let's see. So if we're on the wrong side, it says wrong side, but if we're on the right side, the door opens. It looks a bit weird, but it's just the placement, how I place the thing. You can place it however you want. It's gonna basically understand the logic that's happening here. So the great thing about this is that it's gonna work for if you place more doors, like if you place it 3 doors or more, you can go play from here and it's gonna work for each and every one of them. So wrong side, wrong side, wrong side, and you can open each door individually. And that is great if you have like a Dark Souls game and you have a lot of doors that need opening to make shortcuts and all that. This is gonna be a great system for it. And it shouldn't be that hard to save if you ever come to it, that if you reload the game, it saves the state of the door that it was initially, or before closing the game, or before saving, or I don't know. So yeah, that's about it. This is the system and it works quite well, if you ask me. There is some room for improvement, like adding sounds. That's fairly simple. You can place it, I don't know, here. Just play sound, or play sound at location, play sound at location, and the location is gonna be get actor location, actor location. The sound, I don't know, let's just put something. This is from, yeah, let's put, I don't know, Kwang, it doesn't matter, it's the character I use things from. And let's go to play, so it's gonna play a weird sound now.
Grabbing some supplies. Grabbing some supplies.
Indeed, you're grabbing some supplies, mate. Yeah, so you can do it like that. So yeah, that's about it. If you like this video, please do leave it a like and thumbs up or whatever. This is my first Unreal Engine tutorial ever, so yeah, this is a big step for me. So thank you all so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because I think I'm gonna make more tutorials sooner or later, because I'm really enjoying learning Unreal and I'm gonna keep doing it. So yeah, if you want to support me, do subscribe, like this, I don't know, share it with your friends or other Unreal Engine learners. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.